I'll start that. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hold on one sec. Let me get this set up. Okay. Hi, everybody. Thanks for jumping on with us today. We're going to keep this call really brief. Whenever we have team meetings moving ahead, whenever possible, we're going to try and keep these meetings to 30 minutes so we can be really respectful of your time. I know that Jess and I are excited to share what we learned at Q-school and just the energy and excitement that came back from it. I would say my number one first learning to share with everybody is get to Q-school. It is literally one of, if not probably the best training I have ever been to in the Juice Plus community. Jess and I both been twice now, and we're going to keep going until we get to NMD. Carol told us that every single person who consistently comes to Q-school, once they hit that level of senior sales coordinator, gets to NMD as long as they keep going. So we're on track, and we're so excited to bring any of you guys along on that train with us. So we are just going to kind of briefly bring a couple of the highlights from Q-school, and if we have time at the end, we can open up for questions. But I think, I wanted to start. I really, really loved something that Jeff Roberti shared. He has this kind of saying. It's like a acronym. So he goes with RPM. And what I loved about it was, it's like, okay, so the R is being results focused. So it's really about thinking, he says, who is ready to earn what they're worth? So who on this call, I'd like to challenge you, because I love how he challenged us. And this goes back to why you all need to get to Q-school. You're getting me instead of Jack. Trust me, Jack's 100 times better. But I'll do my best, to kind of bring back some of the message. So who's ready to earn what you're worth, and do you feel like you are earning what you're worth? So I know that I feel like I'm worth more than I'm earning with the Juice Plus company. And in order to be able to earn what I'm worth, I need to be more results focused and just focused, period. And I think, Jeff really talked about how we have this unbelievable opportunity before us, unlimited earning potential, unlimited ability to live lives. And let's seize that moment. And I one thing I'll take kind of a side moment here to talk about. Jay Martin spoke to the opportunity that we have. And I'm not going to go through all of that right now. Some of you might have seen, I think, the video part of it. You know what? I'm going to mute here. Some background noise here. There we go. Okay. So we have an amazing opportunity, you guys. I came back, Jess, I don't know about you, but I came back being like, we work for the best company with the best people, and nobody's extraordinary or extra special. You sit in that room, and there's people, there was a 20-year-old there, and there was a 70-year-old there. All different backgrounds, all different, experiences, all different levels of engagement, really. And everybody was on different timelines. So it's just this opportunity that we all are just so fortunate to be a part of and seizing that. And I think one thing I want to share here is one of the main things I came back at it, and hearing Jay and Paolo talk and everybody, is that our identity as the Juice Plus company is really about longevity. And I love that, because it's about longevity for both health and for creating financial security for people's families. So the company is about longevity. So, you hopefully have heard Paolo say, like, the company's intention is to have a company that is going to be here for our grandkids and our grandkids' kids, and then their kids after that. And it's the same with our products, right? Our products are for lifestyle. They're forever. They're long-term. And so I came back with this sense of identity that what I have to offer people is long-term solutions for their health and really for their wealth. And if that's not what people are looking for, then that's not what we have to offer them, and that's okay. So you have people who might want a quick fix. You might have people who want to get rich quick. That's not what we have to offer people. And we need to be okay if they're looking for that's not our identity, that's not the need that we fill. But what we do fill, and I came back 100% certain, is we fill this need for people who are looking for long-term change, long-term health. They're in it for the long run, and the same with the business. So anybody who's willing to stick with this, be resilient, and be in the business for the long run too, can earn unlimited amounts of money and can change unlimited amounts of lives. So that was like really my kind of big takeaway. And that kind of leads me into the P of the RPM. So we want to be results focused. And actually, before I leave that, Jeff talked about like really playing at that Olympic level, because we were just wrapping up with the Olympics and just thinking about like, are you willing to be disciplined and play at that Olympic level? All those Olympic athletes, they practice, they have discipline, you know, they stay focused, and they play at kind of that Olympic level. So he really kind of encouraged all of us, if we want to earn what we're worth, you know, what are we kind of putting in, and to see what we are going to, you know, take out. And then, so purpose. So I loved this too, because he said, it's not about skill, it's about desire. You know, it's really and that gets back to anyone from any background can do this. It's all about just finding out if you're hungry enough and your why is strong enough, anybody can do this. And if you're willing to be resilient, if you're willing to be in this for the long run. So I felt like that was great, because again, this opportunity is there for anybody who wants to seize it. And then the third, the M, is massive action. So it's all about action. I think, Jess, that's what we're going to really focus on for the majority of the rest of the call, is what actions did we take away from Q-school that we need to be driving within our team and within our businesses personally. So before I kind of jump into the action, the only other thing I wanted to share was I really, really loved how Cheryl kind of asked us, like, what's our job description? And, you know, we said anyone can do it, which is true, but we do kind of have a job description. And what I kind of took away from it was a couple things. One was our job description is to promote for events and create conversations. Really simple, but that's really essential to what we do. So promote for events, create conversations, talk to lots of people. And we feel the need for both we feel the need for both health and, like we talked about, financial additional supplemental income for people. So making sure that when we're creating those conversations, we're leaving the door open to talk about whatever makes sense for that person, whatever need is presented to us, not necessarily holding back on the business, which we'll talk about using that word, but not necessarily holding back on talking about like the opportunity in our culture, but talking about it if that's the need that is being presented. And then, taking care of our customers. That's like a no-brainer, right? So we promote for events, we create conversations. Once we get a customer, we take care of them. Once we get a teammate, we take care of them. So making sure that we're launching our customers correctly and we're kind of getting them off to the right start, making sure we're launching our team the right way and getting them off to the right start. And then the thing that was really cool about it, and to those of you guys on this call, is she talked about one of the most important things we do in this business is we create leaders. And that's really who we're going to be inviting to. That's who she's going to be, you know, opening the doors to for the Q-school. It's really the people in that room with us, Jess, were leaders. I mean, they were people who have emerged as leaders. I mean, we didn't start as leaders, but they became leaders. And we go to that Q-school to become better leaders is really what it's about. So you go into Q-school as a baby leader in the Juice Plus world, and then you evolve. And that's really what the training we got was, just awesome leadership training. So I'll share this with you, and then we'll go into kind of, again, the action stuff. So she said, I love this. So Cheryl told us, how do we know who a leader is? And she said she'll tell people this. She'll say, this is, you know, what I see as a leader, so that people know if they want to be a leader or rise into that, this is what she's looking for. She's looking for people to ask lots of questions and be teachable. She's looking for people to bring other people to her. So she says, you bring the people, I bring the presentation. So she says, if my people are keeping me busy, getting me in front of people, that shows leadership. And it's kind of funny because it's not like you need to do it all. That's the definition of a leader. A good leader is bringing people to her, and together they're sharing Juice Plus and our opportunity. And then the third thing is they're eager to, she says, kind of get in front of the room. So it doesn't mean you're ready right when you get started, but you have this desire to aspire, and you aspire to being kind of in that. I want to be in the front of the room, because that's how you really start to impact people's lives. So I love it. I love that that's my job description. I'm on board with it. Sounds good. I'm hiring myself again. Official start date, August 29th, when my kids go back to school. I am rehiring myself. So anyway, that's kind of just like at a high level. And now I'm going to kind of jump into, Jess and I kind of talked a little bit about thinking through, like, what, after going to Q-school, what activities have we been doing that maybe we want to stop doing and kind of reshift our gears? And there was a couple things there. And then what do we want to start doing as a team and as in Team Freedom? So I was going to kind of talk about the stop, and then I'll hand it over to Jess. So one of the biggest things we're going to do, and we took away from this, is we are going to stop promoting. I shouldn't say promoting. We're going to stop setting the Healthy Living Plan, HLP, as people's first goal, or setting it as any goal. So what we really learned from Cheryl was that anytime anybody has a goal, their first goal, they achieve that goal and then they hang out there for a little while. And so what we're realizing is that many people are kind of getting to that HLP and they're like, oh, okay. And not to mention they're taking 30 days to get there, to get 2 customers. And then all of a sudden they're halfway through the opportunity to move through to a 2,000 plus. So it's kind of like with the HLP, it's like setting the bar too low is really what we heard from Cheryl and Kim Vanderheiden, who was the kind of rookie or the NMD host speaker. So we all kind of felt like excited about that. When Jess and I got started in Jess Potterton, there wasn't really an HLP. It was the 2,000 plus, and it worked great for us because it was kind of like we didn't know anything different. It was like, okay, let's just go do this 2,000 plus. And so we're not that, I mean, people are still going to get their $100 when they get their HLP, but we're not going to have kind of as much of a focus. And that kind of lends us to the other thing that we want to stop doing, which is we want to stop shortchanging people and creating like too small of a vision for people. We want to kind of do a better job of creating the vision for people from the very beginning. And some of you on this call might feel like the vision was created for you when you got started, but consistently as a team with kind of everyone, we want to get much better about showing them the full potential, the full picture, and inviting them in to be a part of our mission, inviting them into adding supplemental income into their family, inviting them into making a difference, as opposed to, why don't you get started and join our team to get a discount? And again, I want to say, I think I have said that to a lot of people. Can you join our team and to get a discount? I'm just not doing it anymore because it's really changing people, and it's not really creating the right environment and kind of culture that we really want to create on our team. And we listened to Kim Vanderheiden, and she was like, it's not that we're going to turn people away, but to stop kind of promoting it that way, for sure. If somebody comes to you and they're asking, and say their whole family's getting on Juice Plus, and like Lynn, you're on the phone, you have 6 kids, and I mean, it really does maybe make sense for you. That's one thing, but to not like be leading with that, right? So to stop kind of leading with it, you can get it as a discount and shortchanging really this amazing opportunity that we have. I love this. I'm going to share this while it's in my mind. Kim Vanderheiden, she goes up to people and whenever she presents this opportunity, or not always, but often she says, I'm looking for more voices to help me make a greater impact in my community. Do you want to be one of those voices? Do you know somebody who can help me be a louder voice to help our community get healthier? So that gives me chills. I don't know about you, but like talking to somebody about getting a discount, that's not as kind of exciting, and it doesn't kind of get people moved as much. So stop doing that. And then the last thing is I liked this. Kim said she doesn't call it a business, especially not up front, because that can be very intimidating to people. Some people might not be ready for a business. So some other verbiage I picked up that I loved was, talking to somebody, are you looking to make some additional income, some supplemental income while you make a difference? Are you looking, for a really great quality company to partner with? I love the company, so you can kind of really speak about the company and say, I just love our culture. I know for me, I've never worked for a company like this, and I'm looking for people who would like to work for a company that values their employees and is really focused on what's important, at least to me. And then to be a voice, inviting people to join us and be health ambassadors, that kind of verbiage, again, rather than join a business and that kind of thing. So it's really about just staying in the heart, I think, is what it kind of boils down to. And that's what people, I think probably a lot of you on the phone, I can see the names. I mean, so many of you guys that are joining us, that's what got you. And so just remembering that and using kind of some of those different verbiage. So not a lot that we need to stop, just a few little tweaks here. And now I'm going to turn it over to Jess, because Jess is going to talk about all the fun things we're going to start doing. And it's not that this is like all of a sudden all this work, I wouldn't say. Again, it's just more how are we going to start changing things up. Lynn, do you have a question? Go ahead. I just unmuted you.
Oh, I just posted the little chat. Should we avoid using the word opportunity?
No, opportunity is great.
But just not business.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of, you don't want to intimidate people. Yeah, you don't want to like intimidate people by being like, oh, I don't know if I want a business. Like, I love that concept of opportunity, join our community, or even just earn some supplemental income, because again, that's not like, I think she was just saying, and I kind of agree, it can be kind of a daunting, overwhelming thing to think, oh, I wasn't ready to start a business today, you know? Good. Okay, cool. All right, Jess, with that, I'll turn it over to you.
Hey, thanks, Whitney. So I think the underlying theme that you hear Whitney sharing and that I'm going to share is that we all on this call right now are so extremely passionate about the product, right? Like we all started as customers. We had an amazing experience. And that's really what got us to become representatives for the company, was because we have such strong belief in the product and we've had an experience with it. And we are willing to share the product because we know that it can help change people's lives. But I think what we also have to realize is that we have an opportunity to change people's lives in other ways, not just in their health, but many people in today's economy have two parents working right now, and you never know what the financial picture is for somebody that is a customer that maybe you don't have a great relationship with, or maybe they just, are struggling a little bit, but on the outside, it doesn't seem to be that way. And when I left Q-school, my whole thing was I personally want to make a shift more to a business mindset, because I feel like we do, and this is again me personally, but if anybody else kind of can resonate with this and wants to work with you on changing your mindset a little bit more to the business, is that we sell our customers short by not sharing the business opportunity with them. When I first started in the business, I never had the intention of, making an income. And I'll never forget when I got my first W-2 and my husband looked at me and he was like, wow, this could be a good thing for you. And, I showed him the marketing plan and I showed him that, my goal is to get benefits for my family. And, I want to stay home with my kids as long as possible. And I'm doing that right now. And other people are watching and asking the same question, because can you name one job that changes people's lives the way our product can or our business can? Can you name somebody else's, career that you would want to say, I want to do that? The fact that we got to, partner with each other and do this amazing Healthy Kids Camp is all comes from the company and the people that are partnering with us to, join this company. So all of us would never have met if we didn't join this company. So there are so many more people out there wanting to join us and wanting to change other people's lives. So I think we have to remember that. And we have to, I wrote one thing I kept hearing them saying, and this was Carrie Daigle. Right there. Carrie Daigle he was one of the guys that talked about our events. And we are a team that loves events, right? We put on great events, but the problem happens is that we get so focused on the planning of the event that we don't recruit for the event. And I'll tell you what, guys, the people that are changing the most lives have people's butts in seats at events. So we need to make this shift to getting people to events so that Whitney and I, Jess and Marie, the leaders in this company, can do the work for you as you get comfortable in this business. Cheryl says when she brings in somebody new into the business, they are on phone calls together, three-way calls. It gives me chills thinking that Cheryl Cortese would do a three-way call with me. I'd sign up all over again every time I would hear her talk. But, don't try and reinvent the wheel. I heard a lot at Q-school that, we as leaders and as sponsors to other people need to be reaching out to you guys and saying, I want to partner with you. Let's get on calls with customers. Put people in front of me so that I can help you learn as you grow this confidence in the business model. And Kim Vanderheim, who was the NMD alumni that came back to Q-school, who I kind of started to stalk just a little bit, I'll be honest, because she's pretty amazing. And you guys should all friend her on Facebook and see, what she does. But, she really inspired me to start to share the business as easily as I share the product. And just like Whitney was saying, it's the verbiage of it. It's having somebody say to you, Whitney, I admire everything that you do at your kids' school. I can't believe how awesome it is that you have this wellness committee and you are, educating your students. And, I work in a situation just like that. And I love partnering with people. Would you be open to, hearing more about what I do? Maybe we can grab coffee. No, that's not an intimidating conversation. So I think what it is just practicing a little bit more about the sharing of the business and being excited about it and thinking about who do you know that impresses you when it comes to nutrition, wellness, fitness, education, being a leader in your community. Those are the people that we need to partner with, and they need to be exposed to our awesome community. And Kerry really talks about events. He goes, you know, it's not about the presentation that's being given. It's about the conversation that is happening on a daily basis. Okay, you guys shouldn't be focused on the presentation. What to say and like, if you need verbiage, we'll get you the verbiage, you know, but have those genuine conversations. And like Whitney said, open your heart to be, you know, the master questioner. Is that what she says? The master the art of questions. That's what everybody kept saying is on our end, asking questions. How are your kids doing? How's your husband's jobs doing? You know, how's the kids' health been? What did you do this summer? How's your energy been? Are you sleeping well? Whatever it is, but ask more questions so that they come to realize the need for Juice Plus instead of us saying, you need Juice Plus, you need to be on this, you need to join my business, you need to do this, because you're going to, so you don't want to do that. So a couple key things to kind of get you guys started about what we want you to do. I just need to pull up my notes and look here. Is the first is building this belief. I'll be right up. Is showing that goal to SC as the first goal, and that becoming a dealer, a DD, and a VF are just the goals along the way. And obviously, it has to work for somebody. You know, some people I know are on this call, they're not ready to jump to SC, but we need to be painting that vision right away so that we're not shortchanging anybody. And, you know, the worst is for me, if I don't show somebody that and then they learn about it after being in the business for a while and they never knew of it. Okay. So you always show everybody the full potential of the marketing plan and then work backwards. Show them the top and then say, what makes sense to you? Where would you like to go right now? I just want to make sure that you see the big picture so that you never, you know, call me out for not showing you all the potential that could be there. The other thing is following up. You know, we really need to be better at following up. And I heard, I don't know who it was at Q-school, maybe it was Jay or Cheryl, or maybe it was even another call, but some people follow up like 11 times. And that seems a little bit, you know, more than your comfort zone might be, but it's not following up in an annoying way. It's following up like, listen, you know, I sent you that video. I'd love to know what was the favorite thing that you heard on the video. Maybe we can talk about it. And, you know, after a few conversations, you can kind of tell whether somebody's engaged. My final follow-up is always, I know that you're busy. I'm really busy. You see this kid behind me? Busy. And I say, listen, you're busy, I'm busy. I really don't want to waste your time. And I know that you know, treasure my time. So if this isn't something that you're open to learning about, I'm fine with that. Just let me know, because I don't want to keep, you know, taking up your time, because I value it, and end it there and move on. But the cool thing is you keep exposing them to Juice Plus. You get them on a customer page. You keep exposing yourself, you know, on your Facebook. And the other thing that I heard them say is that, you know, Juice Plus is not the product that we're marketing. We are the product. We need to be walking the talk. We need to be painting this picture of what we want to recruit into our businesses. If we're preaching and preaching, but not actually doing what we're supposed to be doing, then we're false advertising. So know that we are the product, really. And yes, you know me, I'm 80-20, 8% of the time you do as good as you can, 20% of the time it's fun. But they really talk about, look at your Facebook page. If somebody was to go to your Facebook page right now, would they see a profile of a health ambassador? Would they see that they want to partner with in their company? And if it's not there, create it. Now start taking great pictures of you making smoothies for your kids, or being outside with your kids, or you drinking water in the car, or whatever it is, making healthy back to school one. But
Jess, on that note, mention Jeff Roberti. I mean, think about him and his story, how he created.
what?
I mean, how Jeff really created a new story. He's been in this business for how many years?
Yeah. So Jeff Roberti, some of you guys have seen him, and he showed up Q-school 40 pounds lighter than he's ever been in his. And, you know, he said to us, he goes, here I am, the #1 network, you know, earner. I work, for a company that's all about health and wellness, but I'm not painting that vision for the people I want to recruit. So he basically said I had to take ownership of that and stop, preaching and start doing. And now, he looks, I honestly was like, wow, did he have plastic surgery? But he looks so young and has so much vitality because he took ownership of his own health. So, I'm not saying you need to lose 40 pounds, but you need to create this picture of what people want to partner with. They're going to want to partner with somebody that inspires them. And everybody's on different health journeys right now. We're all starting at different points, but it's that one simple change that you could be doing: drinking more water, encouraging, a child to eat more fruits and vegetables, having one leverage, whatever it is. But that was a big thing. The other thing I wanted to say is I like ACE. And I'm going to close with this because I think there's two things we can do as representatives when we're looking at how am I at the place I am in my business. If you're stuck at a crossroads or if you're not sure even where to start, they said you need to have ACE. You have accountability for your actions, accountability for your phone calls with your customers, accountability for following up. And the C is for consistency. Don't start something on Monday and then by Friday you're like, oh, I'm done with that challenge. That's not a challenge for me. But being consistent in whatever you decide to do, whether it's you're going to focus this month on good customer care, be consistent with the customer care for, until it becomes a habit. And just be consistent in your business. And E is engagement. Every day, touching your business in some way, whether it's checking into your virtual office, talking to your sponsor, doing a customer call, just having that engagement. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I do events, when I do these calls, when I talk to my customers, when I talk to people about Juice Plus, I get really excited. And doesn't it make you feel good when you talk to somebody that is excited about the opportunity or hope? They have hope now that they could actually maybe get their kids to eat fruits and vegetables, or hope that they're not going to be on an inhaler. And that's what you want. If you're not talking to people, you're going to miss out and not have the opportunity to be with this guy as much as I am. And then the last thing, and I love this, they said at the end of every month, did the activity you have on your calendar help you to reach your goal? So if you have a specific goal in mind, September, shall we say, what does your calendar look like? How many calls can you commit to listening to learn either about the product or the business? How many events do you plan on attending or having? How many three-way calls do you want to have with your sponsor? And the list goes on and on and on. But when they said that, it made me go back and look at my activity from last month and what I had on my calendar. And I was like, it matched clearly right up. And there is no scapegoat here. I could have done more if I wanted, had a more specific goal. And I just think it's great that you can look back and look at your calendar as a way to kind of hold you a little bit more accountable. And the one other thing, lastly, before I get pulled off my chair, is following up until you get a yes or no. We talked about that a little bit more. Telling people what to do after an event or an exposure. So for instance, if you're new on the call tonight and you invited somebody to an event and now you're like, what do I do now? Where did I go? Do I follow up with a video? Do I follow up with a call? Whatever it is. That is where you tap into your sponsor and you say, I need help now. They've come to this event. What do I do? So always asking for that help, working with a buddy. And, they use this leapfrog example that, say I, have a rep on my team and the rep right below me maybe is not as active, but there's somebody below her that I might reach down and say, wow, she's really engaged. I'm going to reach down and help her. So don't feel that just because you didn't sponsor somebody into the business directly to you, that the rest of the people under them are not as, as leaders and as people that are committed to inspiring others in your community, we should be helping everybody. We're all partners together. We all do events together, and you'll see the more people you buddy up with in our business, the more you learn about somebody and their special skills that they have or special gifts. We have a lot of talented people on our team that you can tap into. And this is what I love the most coming from academics, that all of us may not financially benefit from each other, but we all work together because we want the mission to inspire healthy living. And that's what I love about the company, is that they are working for us to be better distributors and better business people and better educators in the field. So you guys, we are so blessed and fortunate to be partnered with this company. I can't tell you how transparent they are. The fact that we had conversations with the CEO, with our president, with our marketing people, with our tower guarding experts, and they were asking us, how can we help you? I was like, wait, what? What do you think? You want my input? So I just really encourage you to, listen to this call as many times as you can, and, really take one or two things that make sense to you right now, work on those, master the skill, and then when you need to work on the next one, you move forward, because it's a longevity business, just like Whitney said. Some people had been in the business for a year, other people had been in the business for what, like 16 years, right?
Yeah.
So,
big range.
It's never going to stop that people need to hear the message of health and wellness. As long as you keep sharing it, people are going to keep listening. So keep it up, you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Jess. We're going to wrap it up now. I'm just going to shut it down to honor everyone's time. We went a little over, but I think that we started a little late, so we kept it at right around 30 minutes. So we want to respect everybody's time, get you back to your families. That little man looks like he wants some attention. Thank you, Stefano, for showing that we can do this right with our kids right beside us, though. So, all right, you guys have a great night. More to come. Hopefully all of you guys saw that Cheryl Cortese herself. So we're going to bring a little bit of Q-school back to you, because we asked Cheryl if she would coach us as a team, and she's going to. So it's awesome. So that's really the best way we could think of to bring some Q-school back to you. So that is to come. We'll let you know when those will be scheduled. And I'm excited to get a lot of those events and conversations happening in September and the months to come. Have a good night, everybody.